Good afternoon, Sakelanders. It is now going on for 6 o'clock in the evening of Tuesday, the 25th of October. This video, is a follow-up to the video that I did about NATO and the USA and Ukraine's deployment for the first time in the history of warfare, officially, apparently, or not officially, by recognized sovereign powers, the deployment of dirty bombs. You can see that I'm watching something on the big screen behind me, which Mr. Miller generously gave me to make it a little bit easier to do the large volumes of research that I do from morning until night. Staring at a little phone or hunched over a laptop is difficult to do for so many hours. You can see that I'm watching a video there. That video, that channel, is a guy, or the guy behind that channel is the guy who famously broke the news, leaked the executive summary of the Rand Corporation report of the 22nd of January this year, in which, let me pause here briefly while I answer my phone. It's an important call. Guys, I'm very sorry about that. I had to pause the video to take an important call. Pause the recording. I'll carry on with the story as best I can and try to be brief. As I say, this is a follow-up to what we discussed previously about the deployment of dirty bombs, almost certainly by NATO. There's very little reason to believe, among the serious observers, such as Alex Christoforou and Jackson Hinkle and the new Atlas, Brian Burlitich, Colonel Douglas McGregor, Scott Ritter, and others, that none of them believe for 1 second that that was done by Russia, those two dirty bombs. Now we hear that on the 9th of October, this is breaking news. As I say, you see the guys discussing it. That is the guy. Sorry, I think I was at the point of explaining to you. I beg your pardon. That guy is the guy who broke the Rand Corporation report, which some people said was nonsense, but nobody's ever disproven. And it's now so widely accepted for various reasons that Russell Brand, the lefty comedian, and another lefty comedian, Jimmy Dore, who have serious YouTube channels, but they're lefties and they're comics. These guys are treating it as 100% real. The last people in the world who should ever have done. Right, so this guy knows a thing or two. He has great sources. And he has a guest on there who is providing quite a persuasive argument that on the 9th of October, the Ukrainians employed some kind of chemical or biological or very, very, very low-grade radiological warfare or means of warfare. It was apparently kept some sort of a secret by Russian intelligence. I mean, these guys don't divulge everything that they know, even when it's in their favor. And it has since leaked that numerous Russian soldiers were harmed by these peculiar bombs, let's call them bombs, and there are photographs of the vessels, of the containers, of the canisters in which the material was contained, from which it was deployed, as it were. And I'm not going to make this a very long video, but let it suffice to say that it appears as if we are not only now talking about dirty bombs being used by Ukraine and NATO, but also kind of old-fashioned, to me this is akin to the mustard gas of World War I, roughly, approximately, however you want to describe that. Chemical warfare, I don't know, but it does look as if that's the case. It may just be Russian propaganda. It may all be a nonsense story. It is unlikely that the dirty bombs story is propaganda and nonsense. Highly unlikely. Sergei Lavrov was interviewed about it. Sergei Shoigu phoned half a dozen NATO ministers of defense and heads of armies and what have you, gave them a hard time about it. That is not being disputed by anybody that I'm seeing on the internet anywhere. This, on the other hand, who knows? Did the Ukrainians really use mustard gas or something like that? Is it just a story? Perhaps, maybe. Time will tell. But it seemed to me that it was worth doing a follow-up video on this breaking news, on these enormous events in Ukraine. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to help us, if you want to support us, particularly if you're not a Saitlanders member, but you appreciate the work that we do, please visit saitlanders.org. Scroll to the bottom of the page and avail yourself of the various means of making a donation to our work. Thank you. Good night and God bless you. Bye-bye.